Welcome back to MOV Movie Talk. This is a special episode. We're just gonna kind of do a fun thing. There's the graphic online we found where it just asks about all the different favorite types of things within film, like your favorite movie of all time, your favorite protagonist, your favorite overrated movie. Or I guess that wouldn't be a favorite. Just what you think's the most overrated, I guess. And just a little fun thing to have arguments about or just
debate,
get it out there. So we'll just start off with the usual. What is your favorite movie of all time?
So I actually have 3 on here I could go with.
Okay.
One's on the graphic. He has on his.
Yeah.
The Social Network. I love that movie. I don't know why I love it so much because it's just a movie about a guy that created Facebook, but it's just so good.
It's just well put together.
And then my next 2, which would be I would probably choose both of these over Social Network to watch. The Dark Knight, obviously. It's the best comic movie ever. It's just everything you want. Great. And then the last one's Superbad. My favorite comedy ever. Probably the best comedy ever. And just a pretty well put together story, too.
I get it.
It's funny. So funny. No, it ages perfectly.
You have no arguments here.
Yeah.
I love all
those are my
movies.
picks for my favorites.
I'm going to go with Inception. I could watch that movie over and over again and find something new in it that makes me love it more. Performances, written.
Inception's so good. I mean,
best director.
It's not far off on my list.
Yeah. And I have one that's kind of like I don't know. It was a movie I would watch all the time as a kid. And I guess I can't really stray away from it, even though it's probably not regarded as best movie or anything, but Jumanji, the original. It's just something I watched all the time.
Nothing wrong with that.
It was one of my favorites, so that's what I'm going with.
I'll shout out Drive, too. I kind of forgot about it when I made this list.
Drive is not your favorite movie of all time.
Drive used to be on when I did my top 10 favorite movies. It
Top
was,
10, not your top movie.
When I did my top 10 favorite movies of all time, like 3 years ago, I made a list. It was number 1
What?
for favorite. I could watch Drive every day.
Huh. That's just so shocking. The dude is in the car by himself the whole time.
No, that's not Drive.
Is it not?
No, that's that movie with
Oh, that's Tom Hardy.
Yeah.
Block.
Drive is the one with Ryan Gosling.
Where he's honestly,
A mercenary, basically.
I think I forget about that movie.
So good. But anyway.
Yeah. So let's go to best script of all time.
Best script of all time. I went with Parasite.
Okay.
I think it's probably the best written movie ever because it's funny, it's thrilling, it's gripping. It won best screenplay for a reason.
Yeah.
And it's just the way it can twist genres. All the characters are pretty well developed, actually, honestly.
I could agree with that.
It's the best script.
Yeah.
The only other movie I think is close for me as far as best script would be Good Will Hunting.
Oh man.
Great script.
I forgot about that.
Yeah. That was I had it down.
Yeah.
And I shifted to Parasite because I wanted Parasite on this list somewhere.
Damn it.
Over Good Will Hunting.
I should have put that.
Because everyone knows about Good Will Hunting. I want to shout out Parasite more.
I'm kind of mad at myself now.
And then obviously you can basically make your pick of any Tarantino movie if you want to go classic for a script. If you're gonna,
Django.
his scripts are so good. Every movie.
His dialogue.
That's what I mean. That's why I'm going by script too.
Yeah.
What would be your pick?
I went old school. I went One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. It's
It's a good pick.
It's kind of hard to argue against it.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just one of the best written movies, in my opinion. But I don't know if that, do you think modern day people even know what that movie is?
I've heard some people talk about it on the list. Because Jack Nicholson's performance is so well known for that. But I know there would be people that wouldn't know what it is because it came out 70s.
Yeah.
So
I think 1974. Not 100% sure.
But yeah, that's a good pick.
What's your favorite poster?
So I said Jaws as a more classic answer, just an iconic poster. Have it in my room. But if I was going a more unique answer, I guess I love the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood poster with like the three main characters in the front, and then like all the chaos.
Standing there.
What?
Just standing there.
And the chaos behind them.
Yeah, I know. Man, you and your Tarantino.
I have that poster up in my room. So
Do you really?
And Jaws.
I'm not a poster guy.
Yeah, I have those two up. I like the Wolf of Wall Street poster.
Yeah, that's a good one. I went with Silence of the Lambs, just like the blank face with the moth on there with the death on it. It's just a cool poster to me. I'm not really big into posters.
That's a good poster. I think Jaws is probably the best poster ever, just because it's so
Yeah.
cool with the shark swimming up and the girl swimming.
I was trying to stay away from like the usuals.
Yeah, that's
but
why I said
Jaws is up there.
That's
for
why I
sure.
said that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is like my other answer.
I got you. What's a movie you'll just watch someday? Like you haven't seen, everybody's seen it, everyone talks about it.
Godfather.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you need to watch that.
Yeah, my dad wants me to watch it with him so bad, and I need to. I don't know. I just really have never. I know it's considered one of the best movies ever. There's some people say, a lot of people say it's easily the best ever,
Yeah.
but I've just never had the desire to sit down and watch it.
You
I'm not big into mob gangster movies.
really?
Like I haven't seen Goodfellas either.
I love Goodfellas.
Probably the only mob gangster movie I've seen is Irishman and The Departed.
Goodfellas isn't that long. You can watch that one.
No,
real
I
fast.
own it. I just haven't seen it. The Departed is probably the one I've seen that I really, really love.
It's not. Yeah.
And it's not
like
even
too-
full gangster mob.
Mine is Back to the Future. I've never been excited to watch it. And
I've never seen it either.
Everyone talks about it.
Yeah.
Doc Brown and Marty McFly.
Does not pique my interest one bit.
Yeah, same. I'm into sci-fi, but for some reason I just did not.
And there's
care to
always a
watch that.
couple classic movies that movie people haven't seen.
I just want to go on record that Cody and Connor don't know what they're talking about. Go watch Back to the Future.
Yeah,
That's one for me.
I think
Both
that,
of the ones I said.
Yeah, we're a little younger too. The people that watch this aren't going to be
Yeah.
80-year-olds that yell at us, so I think we'll be all right. What is a movie that gave you a big impact, whether it be fear or like mine's fear? That's why I said it, or like a
I said Iron Man
okay.
because that's probably the first big movie I saw in theaters. Because
Big
it came out
movie.
before The Dark Knight, right?
It did.
Like 2 months before.
the same year. Yeah.
Yeah, and it got me into Marvel, which is my favorite as far as collective franchise in the
Yeah.
MCU, especially the first three sagas.
Yeah.
The Infinity Saga, first three, whatever they're called.
Phases.
And just got me really into those. It was probably my favorite, my 1B favorite superhero of all time with Iron Man. And probably one of the best characters ever in Robert Downey Jr.'s Tony Stark.
Yep.
And got me into Marvel, got me into superhero movies in general. So, like that
It's a
Iron
huge
Man's
impact for you. I get it.
Yeah.
Mine is The Exorcist. I think when I watched it, I was super little, and it just scarred me for life, dude. I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, no thanks. Don't
Yep.
want any part of demons. Don't
You
want.
gonna see the new one coming out?
Yeah, it looks terrifying.
So scary.
Yeah. I'm gonna watch it. I vowed to never watch the original again, but
I've actually seen the original.
it's corny now. I've heard, but I won't watch it.
It doesn't. It obviously doesn't age very well.
Yeah, it's just bad production.
It's got a lot of unsettling stuff, but it's far from the scariest movie I've seen.
It's unsettling, but also like the behind the scenes of it. I found out like a few years ago, like, all these people started getting sick and dying and stuff.
Pass on
Like,
that.
yeah, I think they were messing with some real juju.
Pass on that.
Yeah, pass on that. This one's kind of got me on recency bias, but best long movie, like over 3 hours, or 3 hours or longer, which I'm going with Oppenheimer just because that's the latest 3 hour movie I've watched that I was in love with. So
I figured you were going to say Oppenheimer, and I had it on my list, but I'll go with Wolf of Wall Street
oh yeah,
because
it's 3 hours.
It's 3 hours and a minute, I think.
Those are two bomb movies.
Yeah. So either one you can pick. Wolf of Wall Street's just probably one of the funniest movies of all time.
I think you could say it's more entertaining.
It is. It's probably a little. It's more rewatchable.
Yeah.
I've always told people that the most rewatchable long movie ever is Wolf of Wall Street.
I'd agree with you.
That's
there.
probably like one of the only few 3-hour movies I'll watch. I've watched more than I think I've seen it 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
And that would be very high up in my favorite movies too, because it's so funny.
I could go with you on that. I love that movie. What's a movie you like but everybody else hates?
Well, the first one I said was one we agreed on, is Transformers 2.
Yeah. I
But
forgot to put it.
yeah, that one's so. And I wasn't sure if you were gonna put it, so that's why I put another movie. I don't understand why people hate on it. I get the college stuff, but I think the whole desert stuff's so entertaining.
Yeah.
The fight in the woods where Optimus dies,
Yeah. Dies.
great.
Yeah, I agree.
And then spoiler alert for a 15-year-old movie. And then the other one's Baywatch movie.
Shut
Dude.
Oh, no.
No, but hear me out. Let me explain.
No.
Let me explain what I mean by that. Okay.
That's a good choice for this section.
Yeah.
But
It's-
God.
It is when a movie starts and it's a lifeguard diving in the ocean to save an explosion, and then The Rock is coming out of the ocean with water dripping off all of his muscles, and behind him in big letters you see Baywatch. You know exactly what movie you're getting into. When it's a bunch of lifeguards going on a hunt to find these drug lords or whatever, you know exactly what movie you're watching. So for people that say this is an awful movie, I don't get it, because it tells you in the first 5 minutes what movie you're watching. It's so just entertaining and dumb funny. Like,
No.
I never understand why people say it's just the worst movie of all time, because you know exactly it's not like it's taking itself serious. It is taking itself so unserious the entire runtime.
The dude gets his dick stuck in a
Exact-
lawn chair. That is the dumbest
My
thing I've
point
ever
is, when
seen.
the movie starts with The Rock jumping in the middle of the ocean as a lifeguard to save an explosion, I think, or a motorcycle running off a ramp, and then he comes out with water dripping off of him, and in big block letters from an explosion it says Baywatch. I know what I'm watching.
It doesn't mean it's good, man. I don't know what you're talking about.
It said that you like that everyone hates. Not that I think it's good that
I
everyone
know.
hates. I
I
like
know.
it because I know exactly what movie I'm watching. I'm not expecting an Oscar. I'm expecting a dumb movie, and this movie is dumb and funny and entertaining.
Yeah.
That's my pick.
I'm going Hot Rod. A lot of people hate on it.
It's pretty funny.
It's yours kind of. It's kind of like your Baywatch, but
Yeah.
everyone hates on his comedy. Actually, it's almost like if you know about it, then you usually like it. If you don't know about it, that means you won't like it. Does that make
Sandberg, Andy
sense?
Sandberg?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also went with Eternals because everyone hates on it and Marvel, and I love that movie.
Eternals?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did get. I haven't seen it yet, but
Yeah, exactly. You didn't want to because everyone hated on it.
yeah, they did.
Exactly.
Reviews are not ideal for that movie.
So I like it. Everyone else hates it. What is something you hated that everybody else liked?
So I don't really hate either of these.
Mm-hmm.
The first one would be the first Friday the 13th.
Okay.
I mean, a lot of people like it. I know a lot of people don't say it's the best, and that's rare in like horror lore. But people do say it's entertaining. I don't like any of the original Friday the 13th movies.
Yeah.
I think they all suck. They're all boring. They're all dumb.
There's one I'm thinking you're going to say, but
And the original, I mean, the remake's fun and entertaining, but that's it. But this movie just it's so boring.
Yeah.
Jason's not even the killer. That's what the big draw of Friday the 13th is.
I agree.
The other movie is A New Hope,
Oh, yeah.
Star Wars A New Hope. And it's not that I don't, it says right here, don't hate. I think A New Hope's boring.
Yeah.
I think Force Awakens is A New Hope, just way far more entertaining, far more modern too, which is obviously something New Hope can't really help. But as good as Empire Strikes Back is, A New Hope is just, and I guess the first one is it's honestly just super boring and doesn't age great.
I
And there's things in Empire Strikes Back don't age very well. That's why I don't have it as like the best movie of all time.
Yeah.
But A New Hope doesn't age very well and it's boring.
I get it.
People say it's the same as Force Awakens. It's not.
It's not.
Force Awakens is way more entertaining.
Just because I think they added a modern spice
That's
to
the thing.
it.
It's just a modern aspect to it.
Yeah.
But
Which for us, everybody needs flashing lights and
Yeah.
more fun.
those are my two picks.
I went the new Jumanji. I thought it was the dumbest shit I've ever seen, and everyone loved it because it had Kevin Hart and The Rock in it.
Yeah.
And I have a special place with the original, and apparently other people don't.
I like the first of the new ones.
That's what I meant. Any of them.
Okay.
Both. They both suck.
The next level one I don't like very well.
I think stupid. That's all I have to it. I mean, it was nothing about Jumanji. It was they sucked him into a video game. Call it something else.
Yeah.
It's not
Facts.
what I wanted to see. All right, what's your underrated?
On the count of three.
What?
From last year.
Oh, just 'cause I see what you're saying.
No one knows about this movie. I don't think it even released in theaters.
Yeah,
And I mean, you know about it because of me.
it was good. It was a really
It's
good
super
movie.
good. It's funny and
Emotional.
it's emotional. It's got great performances across the board. It even got overlooked at the Academy.
Yeah,
the
it didn't even
Oscars.
get looked
Didn't
at
get
at
a
the
single
Academy.
nomination. So Only Count of Three is my easy pick. It's just one of those under the radar kind of indie movies. I think it was an indie movie technically.
I think so.
I think studios bought it, but I think it was created independently.
Yeah, because it ended up on Hulu, so
Yeah.
somebody bought it.
But I think it was created independently.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my pick for underrated. That's the only movie I have on there is like underrated. I would have said The Place Beyond the Pines, but it's kind of gotten a cult following last couple of years.
Yeah. Mine was Den of Thieves. Like it was just one of those January movies. That's
Yeah.
where movies get released to die.
That's facts.
And
Yeah.
I watched it in the middle of the day on a day off of work, and I had a lot of fun with it. It was just one of those heist movies with, Gerard Butler and
Yeah.
Pablo Schreiber and Ice Cube's son. And I had a good twist, had good action, had good writing, in my
Yeah.
opinion, and it was a shocker for me. And nobody talks about it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I just never seen it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it was on Netflix for a while and kind of got talked about for a minute and then disappeared again. But that's mine. Where are we at on overrated? Most overrated.
So I have two again. One, I'll be quick because I'm very vocal about this one being overrated. Again, overrated does not mean you don't like the movie.
Oh,
For me,
okay.
overrated to me just means people.
Hype it
You
up too
can
much.
not like it,
Yeah.
but people portray it to be like this all-time great thing or
Yeah.
really good, and it's not that.
Yeah.
My first one's Forrest Gump. I've told you that. I think it's the most overrated movie of all time.
Oh, we're gonna get haters. For
We're getting
it.
haters for it. Listen,
I
I think
agree.
it's a good movie. I'd give it like. You agree?
I agree. I think it's
I'd give
over
it
talked about.
high 70s out of 100.
Yeah.
But the fact that this movie won Best Picture, Tom Hanks, about to say Cruise, Tom Hanks did deserve his Oscar.
Yeah.
He was great. But it's a pretty basic story.
Yeah. It's pretty boring.
I mean, it's the story's not that entertaining. He's great. He's the best part of the movie, but that's it. It's a movie that's carried by really one performance. I've seen it, and it's not like I've seen it once. I've seen it a bunch of times because a lot of people love to watch it.
Yeah.
And it's on TV a lot. But I just think it's a story that's pretty basic, and there's not a lot going on. It's a pretty boring movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, that's my first pick. My second pick is a movie that I didn't see when it came out, so maybe this is why it's up here on this list. But when COVID hit, I watched a bunch of movies to kind of do a decade list for 2010, 2019.
Yeah.
And I watched this movie. It's hyped up. It got a bunch of Oscar nominations. It's from a director that I really like, but it just everyone said it's like one of the best ever, and it's Arrival. I've told you that too.
I know. I forgot.
That's the one that's like, again, I'd give it like an 80 out of 100. I give it like a high 70s, but I just don't see the appeal in Arrival. I think again, it's kind of boring.
It is a little bit, but it's good.
I'm not saying it's not.
good, boring.
It's a good movie. It's pretty well written. Amy Adams, I think, has a slightly overrated performance,
Yeah.
but it's good. But like, I guess I was so hyped up for it because I watched everyone's end of the decade list, and this was like at the top of everybody's.
Yeah.
So maybe if I would have saw it when it came out and the hype wasn't quite as much, it would have been different. But because this movie was so hyped for the decade, to me, it came out in 2017, I think. I haven't seen all. I've seen all but one of Denis' movies, and this would be like at the bottom, next to last.
Hate you for that.
But it's not a bad movie.
I'm
Again, his not great day at the office is better than most guys.
Correct.
Most people's good day at the office. So that's my pick for 2 most overrated.
I agree. Not with Arrival, but I agree on Forrest.
Yeah.
My overrated is Pulp Fiction.
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction.
Okay, well, it's not for me, I guess. I don't know what it is, but that I was gonna be a dick and say every Quentin Tarantino movie except Django and Inglourious Bastards, but I didn't.
Yeah, so you can't say those two.
No, those are correctly
Those are
rated.
his first and third best.
Yeah, so I'm going with Pulp Fiction. I have no other comment further.
That's fine with me.
Because I just don't see the hype on it. What is a movie or franchise that makes you ask, why do I like this?
The Entourage movie.
Oh my god.
Dude,
Yeah, I see it.
I watch that movie all the time. It's like 80 minutes. It's got funny moments. It's pretty entertaining. It's a easy. It's not good by any means, but it's an easily digestible story.
Yeah.
I haven't even seen the show, so maybe I'd hate it if I saw the show, or I'd like it even more. But I think it's a fine movie. It's easy to get through. It's a movie that you can sit if you're like in a car. You can just sit and watch it on a car ride.
Yeah, I get
It
it.
flies by. It's easy.
I'm not
pretty-
watching much in a car, but yeah.
Pretty fun in there. If you're on a trip and you're not driving, pretty fun and entertaining. So that's the movie. Like, I don't know why I like it because I haven't seen the show, and it's a really basic story,
Yeah.
but I do. Kind of contradicts what I said about Forrest Gump, but Entourage isn't considered the best movie of all time. So
This is big for me. Saw 1 through 5. I don't know. I love all 5 of those movies. Whether
the second Saw is really good.
yeah,
Definitively, probably like a top 30-ish horror movie.
I think if Saw 1 through 5 would have ended at 5, it would have been one of my favorite franchises.
Now we're getting 10.
Yeah, now they're doing number 10. I think if it ended at 5, it had the coolest twist. I was so excited about it, and then 6 came out and reversed half of it, and I was like,
I can
no.
see why you like the first 5 because the first one's good. Second one's the first one just better.
Yeah,
I don't like the third one at all. I haven't seen the fourth one. Then I've seen 5, 6.
how do you not see the 4th, but you see the 5th?
I don't know.
The 4th one, no, oh my god, I'm getting confused now. The 3rd one is where they were doing the surgery on him.
Yeah.
That is one of my favorite ones.
That one's solid.
Yeah, 1, 2, 3 is really good.
First 2 are excellent.
4, 5 is where it gets convoluted, but then I think it wrapped up in the 5th one really well, and
Then they went to a
and then they
6th,
decided to
then a
keep going, and I hated it. That's something like, why do I like this?
For you, yeah. A lot of people. There's a lot of people that like those first 5,
Yeah,
but like for you, that's why it's why do I like?
yeah. I
It's
have
not
no
why does the
idea.
audience like.
I know
It's why does Cody like?
because
You don't like slashers. You don't like it.
yeah, it's not my usual.
Yeah. That's
thing.
why. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm like trying to say. Like people will be like,
Oh, you're explaining it
because there's
for
people.
me.
There's a lot of people that like the first few Saws.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of people that like the Saws because
Yeah.
they like that shit. But
Especially the first 3. A lot of people love it.
yeah, but it's not my usual thing. I like my horror is more of the possession stuff or like the jump scare type
Yeah.
stuff. I don't like slashers or like killer stuff. Best soundtrack in a movie.
I said the entire Creed franchise.
Creed franchise? Because you're a rap guy, right?
All those movies. I think J. Cole is heavily involved. Definitely the third one. I think he's involved in all 3.
I would say.
They just. I love J. Cole. Great. There's really good.
I think it outside of that, this isn't my pick, but the Spider-Verse movies have had a good
Those
sound.
those and then Black Panther would have been like 2 and 3
Yeah, I can see Black Panther.
because Black
as
Panther
well.
first was Kendrick
And Weeknd.
in the Weekend, and
Yeah.
then
2 of my favorite rappers or
2 of my
artists.
my
right
2
now.
probably my 2 favorite artists, and
R&B.
then you had Metro do the 2 Spider-Verse ones, and he's excellent.
Uh,
One of the best producers out there.
yeah, I've dug it. But my pick was Baby Driver.
Yeah, I kind of forgot about Baby Driver.
Yeah, and the way it integrated into the movie.
That's what's good about
That's
that.
what makes it even better. I like a lot of the songs though too. I'm old school.
But yeah, my answer is pretty easily I just said I was going to go Creed 3, but I said the entire franchise because it's all got good music.
All right, so we got what's your favorite cinematography in a movie?
I went with Blade Runner 2049.
Yeah, it's a good one. I went with someone that did it's another Denny movie, which is Dune. So
Was it Deakins?
I think so.
He did both.
I think he did both.
He's the best ever.
Deakins, Robert Deakins.
Yeah. Roger Deakins.
Roger.
Yeah, he's the best there is.
I knew it was an R. 49. Nope. Not Dune. But he is one of the best. I just saw all the things.
Yeah, he's got a load. I mean, yeah.
Greg Fraser.
Oh, yeah, he did Batman.
Yeah. Batman, Dune, Vice, Mandalorian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
He is. What's next? What's a movie you put on for just like a bad day? Your bad day cure movie.
I've always said my comfort movie.
Comfort.
So that's why I said is my comfort movie is The Hangover.
I get it.
And then the other one that's like a feel good movie is Chef with Jon Favreau.
Okay.
Really
Those are
feel good
solid.
movie. So those are my two picks.
Mine's Bad Boys 2. Just because I could watch it anytime, anywhere, any place,
No, I feel that.
and put that on. And Remember the Titans. I don't know why.
Remember the Titans? I always see all these memes about before he was Ken, he was a liability at
He
corner
was.
with Ryan Gosling.
He was. I mean, he had to
Yeah.
get out of the game. Don't take my boy out of the game. All right, let's see. Your favorite protagonist. I know Batman's on
So I
there.
said Batman, but if I'm going to go with one that's not Batman, I have two that were tied, and I couldn't pick one or the other. Mm-hmm. And I had Django from Django Unchained.
Oh, yeah.
Jamie
Yeah,
Foxx,
that's
great.
a good choice.
And that's one of my favorite movies ever. And the other one is who I have said is probably the best movie character of all time. You take a guess?
Wow.
He's in a trilogy.
Movie character of all time.
Caesar, from the Apes.
Oh.
He's
Yeah.
so. I mean, he
mean,
literally
he's-
has one of the best character developments ever.
And he's an ape.
He's an ape, and he's that impactful.
Yeah.
We'll talk about this franchise later in this,
Ooh.
but
Wonder why.
yeah, he's that's my pick. Django and Caesar. I would say Django is a solo movie, but Caesar because he gets 3 movies to develop.
Today, yeah. Mine is a. He's controversial now, but at the time, this was one of my favorite movies. But Mel Gibson from The Patriot.
It's a good pick.
I just what he goes through with his son, and then leading the. I don't know. I guess it's a military thing.
No, that's not. That's good. That's a very solid pick.
It may be a weird favorite of all time, but that's another one I could just watch anytime. What is your favorite trilogy or series?
It's Back to the Future. Shut up.
So that the Apes trilogy.
Apes.
Yeah, it was between that and The Dark Knight, but I'm not as high on Batman Begins as most. Mm-hmm. And Dark Knight Rises is no masterpiece. I think there's 2 perfect movies in the Apes trilogy.
I can see it.
I think War is the best, and is just it's amazing.
You just love it.
Yeah, I just want to watch my language there,
Yeah, so
But-
more people should watch the Apes movies.
Yeah, well, I mean, you have to watch the first 2 to get to War, but War's the best.
Yeah.
Dawn is what most people say is the best, and it is. It's really good.
Yeah.
First one's definitely the weakest, but I actually got all nerdy and took my 3 scores of each of Dark Knight, my 3 scores in War, averaged them out, and War was higher.
Yeah,
So I have all 3 of them at over a 9.
makes sense.
War's 100 and Dawn's like a 99. So
Mine's a non-score related one. I just went with Harry Potter because
it's a good pick.
I'm still a Harry Potter nerd. Biggest letdown movie.
So this is one I told you about was kind of tough, but I went with Rise of Skywalker
Oh yeah,
because I love Force Awakens. It's
I do
probably
too.
my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie, 2nd or 3rd, and I think The Last Jedi is. I get people's issues with it, but I'm not as big of a Star Wars fan as most, so I still enjoyed it, and I thought it was probably the best directed, beautifully shot. So I was like expecting a pretty good conclusion. And much as I love Force Awakens, bringing J.J. Abrams back, who did Force Awakens, I was like, oh, this is gonna be good. And it was just rushed. Some awful decisions they made. Terrible writing. It's not a terrible movie by any means. It's probably in the 6s, but just from what those first 2 were, that I thought were really good. You had a chance to be a pretty solid trilogy. And and they just completely fell off. The wheels just fell completely off.
Yeah.
Kind of like my Cincinnati Reds right now. So
Same with the Rays.
Yeah.
We went 9-17 in July. That didn't sound good. My biggest letdown is Batman vs Superman. I love Man of Steel, and I loved the casting of Ben Affleck, and that movie was an absolute dumpster fire.
yeah, I guess I saw it in theaters.
Mm-hmm.
I never saw I still haven't seen Man of Steel.
What?
But I saw BVS in theaters, but also before I was in the movies. I think I was literally in an AAU tournament and saw it in like 8th grade. But I actually enjoyed Batman vs Superman. I'm actually pretty high on it, especially if you watch the extended cut.
I have, and I'd hate it.
And so that's why it's not on my list. But I also wasn't really anticipating it that much.
I was.
I got to see Superman Batman fight. Pretty epic fight. You have to say that.
Oh, it was okay. This one's gonna be a recency bias for me, but biggest surprise movie that we
What is
weren't
yours?
expecting, the Woman King. I went in just okay. I'm gonna watch a movie just because I watch all movies or
Yeah.
attempt to, and I absolutely love that movie. The direction, the acting, the emotional impact was all great for me.
It's my pick was Top Gun Maverick.
Oh yeah, you didn't expect to like it?
I guess like it was a surprise. Like
Yeah.
I didn't think I was gonna think this was the best movie of the year, especially in the same year that Batman and Nope came out, and this is my favorite movie of the year.
Yeah.
And even though I saw the reviews, I still was like, okay, I'm gonna go in with tempered expectations because it's not my kind of movie. I really don't enjoy the first one that well, and it was my favorite movie of the year. One of the best movies I've ever seen, honestly.
Yeah.
My other one would be another movie that came out last year. Actually, it was Hustle.
Yeah.
Because I just wasn't sure. I mean, Sandler, but it's going straight to Netflix.
Basketball movie.
Most movie.
Sports movies don't do well.
Unknown director.
Yeah. You could add Parasite to that for me.
Yeah, Parasite would be the best because when I saw Parasite, it was like right before the Oscars, and everyone was saying this is the best movie of the year easily.
Yeah.
But I get why it's on yours. I mean, it was probably like a year after it came out. You saw it.
Way after. What's next? We got not the best, but it's fun.
Bullet Train for me.
Oh my God! Yeah.
Bullet
That's
Train's-
a recent one, but yeah.
Bullet Train's so fun. And again, it's recent, but I think it's actually a pretty good movie too.
Yeah.
I'm fairly high on it, but it's very convoluted in the plot,
Yeah.
and it tries to be more clever than it is, but it's entertaining, man. It's so fun.
Yeah. I got the first Jumanji, which I've already discussed. Is still one of my favorite movies. It's fun.
Yeah.
And the Grown Ups.
Grown Ups is one that I was going to put as like everyone hates, but I like
Yeah. It's just
because it has like a 4% Rotten Tomatoes.
it's funny. It's fun.
Both of them I think are funny, honestly.
I can't remember the second one as well. Where are we at? All right, this is the one we created. What's the best twist ending to a movie?
I put Gone Girl.
Ooh,
Yeah.
okay.
Just because I hadn't read the book. So I mean, if you'd read the book before, you knew it.
Yeah, it's
but I never
tough.
read the book.
I just read it, or I just watched it again the other day.
It's so good.
It is.
It's probably one of the best, maybe the best pure thriller ever. Because it's a thriller
Let's relax.
from start to finish.
7.
Yeah, but I throw 7 more into horror.
What?
But I have to look. I might have Gone Girl ahead of 7 anyway.
Oh my God.
But Gone Girl, I mean, the twist, obviously, a spoiler, but it came out 10 years ago. Obviously, that, like, number one, Affleck didn't kill her. Number two, she didn't even die.
Mm-hmm.
That she staged it and disappeared. When you find that out, it is pretty surprising. Even though it's a big twist, every time I watch it, it still just kind of gets me every time.
Yeah.
That she had a whole elaborate plan.
Elaborate plan.
And then you almost twist again, and she's like the villain.
I felt that way
Yeah.
almost because she ruined his life.
Yeah, so like it's almost a flip twist where like she didn't die, and then it's like she's the villain
I
actually.
mean, he was a piece of shit.
He was, yeah. But it's like she's who you view as the villain throughout the movie at that point on.
Yeah. Mine's Fight Club. One of the greatest endings of all time. So
That's what I was gonna put, but I
You
kind
knew I
of
would.
different. Yeah. Fight Club's a great twist.
yeah.
I was somehow lucky enough that it came out 20 years ago, and I watched it for the first time last year, but never had it spoiled for me.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Pretty sweet. I mean, I had hints at it. Like, I knew it was a big twist.
Yeah.
So I guess I wasn't quite as shocked as I would have been, but because I went in knowing there's a big twist.
Yeah.
So I was kind of expecting one.
That's
But
probably
a
my
lot of people
favorite.
say that like you can see it throughout the movie. I don't think you can at all.
We posted that thing about star actors, right?
Yeah.
And my buddy commented, and he's right. I don't know how I left off Brad Pitt. I mean, he's one of the best
Yeah.
in the game right now.
Yeah.
Because, we talk about Fight Club. I talk about Seven. Those are two of my favorite movies.
And then couple recent Babylon, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Arguably his best performance is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Oh my gosh. I mean, that's what he won an Oscar for. So talk to the Academy, not me.
The Academy's dumb sometimes. Support us, please.
Ad Astra.
Yikes.
He's got a bunch.
Yeah. He's in everything.
Moneyball. Love that one too.
Moneyball's good. He won in that, didn't he?
No, he got nominated though.
Nominated. Damn. Most depressing movie for you?
I did. Wait, what did I put? Oh, I did Coming Home in the Dark.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I almost forgot about it, and I went back and looked just real quick because I was trying to think of more older movies.
Yeah.
But I went back to my decade movies because that came out. I think it came out 2021, and I was like, "Oh, that's easily the pick."
Yeah.
That movie's just the whole movie's in the dark. Number one, so that's already just depressing. Like the whole movie being in the dark.
Yeah.
And then that guy just being ruthless and like emotionless.
Yeah.
And then how obviously the first 20 minutes what happens.
Nope. Oh, I don't even want to think about that.
Just
That one is rough, dude.
is depressing. There's nothing good in that movie, but it is a great movie.
It is. I'm with you.
But it is so dark and so depressing.
Yeah. Man.
I warned you before you watched it.
Yeah, that triggered me a little bit.
Check that one out, Cam. But just
He needs to.
there's a pretty disturbing moment, especially for people like you guys,
Yeah.
in the first few minutes,
You'll understand if you watch it.
first 20 minutes.
Mine's the boy in those striped pajamas.
Yeah, I've never seen it, but I can get that
It's disturbing.
subject matter easily.
Yeah. You want to say this one at the same time?
Yeah, it's funny what I put here. I'll show you what I put on it. I just go ahead. You can
Oh, gee. All right. So, who is our favorite director?
So we both say Christopher Nolan,
Yes.
but I put Nolan, but Cody will say him, so I'll go something different.
All right. Go for
So
it.
I would say my other favorite would be probably Martin Scorsese,
Okay.
Wolf of Wall Street, The Departed, The Irishman.
Goodfellas.
I haven't seen Goodfellas.
Oh, my God.
Shutter.
Shutter Island.
Yeah.
Okay. I get
So he'd
it.
be on there. Him and Fincher. But
Fincher.
Nolan's my favorite, but I knew you'd say him. Nolan literally has like 5 movies in my top 30 of all time.
I guess
probably.
we could go, what is your favorite active director that's not Nolan?
That's not Nolan.
Mine
What
would be
most
Fincher.
underrated? I would say.
Underrated? Ooh.
I mean, if we're not going those guys, I would say Jordan Peele. But he's pretty well known now.
Yeah.
So I guess I would say for my answer would be, I'm trying to think. The directors have talked to me.
Oh, yeah, I don't know who they are yet.
They're 2 YouTubers.
Love that. What's the guy, Ryan Reynolds movie that just came out? Adam Project.
Yeah.
That director's underrated.
I think I've
Sean
answered.
Levy.
Hold on, let me look at mine real quick. I think I know my answer. Sean Levy's good,
Yeah.
but he did
He's doing a lot of TV
Deadpool, right?
and Stranger Things. No, he's doing Deadpool.
Okay,
the new
yeah.
one.
I would
Hey, buddy.
say
He did Free Guy, This Is Where I Leave You. He did a bunch of comedies. Real
Yeah.
Steel, Date Night, stuff like that. What's your favorite animated movie of all time?
Toy Story 3.
Incredibles.
Toy Story 3's been my answer for a while.
Yeah.
The only other movie close for me,
Spider-Verse.
I guess when I think about it, Across Spider-Verse would be right there.
Close.
Yeah.
And
Up.
then the not usually your thing, but
What did I put here?
I got Coda because I'm usually not into
I might do.
high school.
I
teen
did. Well,
dramas
okay,
or
well,
whatever,
actually, I went recent, really recent. I did Barbie,
Okay.
but if I'm not going that, I would say Trial of Chicago 7.
Oh, I love lawyer type.
I don't really love those.
Really?
I'm not really big into courtroom dramas.
Courtroom drama.
And that's basically an entire courtroom drama,
and it's awesome.
and it's great.
It's so good.
It's so good. So that's what I put there.
Top 20. for the decade in mine.
It might be my top 10.
I think it's 15, top 15, but yeah.
It's 19 for me, but it's pretty good.
So that was just a little bit of fun. We'll release this as a separate episode, and
Yep.
thanks for watching.